wants to do it. No one ever wants to read their paper out loud.
Why?
Okay? Why?
Well,
I don't know. You tell me.
Because it's got sentence inaccuracies and grammar disillusionments.
Is that why?
Disillusionments?
Why don't you guys want to read out loud?
Oh my gosh.
You know, where it's spiraling out of. It takes time? Yeah, okay, good.
We're just people. You just don't. No one
Don't
tells
do
you to
that.
do it. You don't do it.
Yeah, and even if someone tells you, you feel stupid doing it. I don't know. Some people don't feel stupid about things that other people.
Somebody help me out. You know.
Wait, I think yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
My name's Matt Foley.
Okay, so now you've been told to read it out loud. I have to. Please. Let us get through this. Okay, so
crying already.
I am. I'm sorry, class.
Okay. See, this is healthy. Laughing is healthy. But it's healthy to get an A on your paper too. Okay, so read it out loud. I've read enough papers that I don't have to read them out loud to catch mistakes. But if I read something that doesn't feel right, then if I have to double check, I just read it out loud, and you'll hear it.
I was say that's one of the things about reading out loud. It's not just like hearing how it sounds, like the flow. You really will when you're reading. Just in your head, you miss horrific spelling errors. And
You do.
You're like, what?
The instead of they and all that. You really do. So that is huge as far as editing and revising goes. That if you do that alone, it will make your paper better. And of course, when you stumble or you get lost, that's like a signal. This is a place that needs revising. Okay.
What's the last one, Tracy?
Oh wait, we're still talking about this because this is multifaceted. Okay.
You gotta revise at the sentence level.
You do.
You're almost at an A at that point.
Right. You also have to look for places where you get bored, okay, or distracted. And that's probably a place where you lost focus or concentration in your writing, okay? So, again, read it out loud. If your mind starts to wander off, chances are you were less focused or concentrated in your writing, and it's an area for revision. Another thing to remember is your sentences should be alive, right? So what do you do to make your sentences breathe?
Make the verbs.
Right. Use
alive.
forceful verbs or vigorous verbs. Good. Replace the wording that's the same or phrases that are the same, right? We've talked about that. Cut as many prepositional phrases as you can. That was in revising.
What was the first
prose.
The first law back then? Remember?
The first law
Yeah.
of this?
Way back when.
What do you mean? Or writing?
First rule.
Never end a sentence with a preposition.
Oh, yeah.
Something like.
Yeah, but you can when there's a verbal phrase, right?
Yeah, but I think that was 2. Number 1 was kind of a.
Oh, you mean of the paramedic method?
Yeah.
Cut out meta discourse?
Yes.
Meta
yes.
discourse?
Right on, bro. Way to come up with it. Way to study your notes.
Okay, so you're going to cut as many prepositions as you can without losing meaning. You're going to look at sentence variety, right? So all your sentences shouldn't be the same length and the same structure because that makes for boring papers, boring prose. And then aim for precision. Okay? Oh, and avoid vague reference.
Nice.
Okay? Sometimes it is, that sort of stuff, you can lose clarity. Okay,
Number 9.
we've talked about all these things, but this encompasses a lot. You could have one of your group members just, out of all these things, you could just give this to one group member to revise at the sentence level. Because it's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work for
It
a
is.
paper due in 2 days.
Yes, it is. But hopefully your paper is...
And one of our teammates is in D.C.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
She has her computer though, she'll help out.
Let me
Yeah.
just think for a minute.
Are you upset about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but who else is your teammate?
Okay.
And who else?
You?
Right. Okay, okay, all right, so the last one, Dan, that you have to write down. Dan, the last one,
Yeah.
okay? End on a positive note.
Okay. And that brings them back.
Yeah,
And that's
does.
all, and on a positive note, it's something that should happen in life.
exactly. That's right. So, right, we're gonna worry about the conclusion. We're not just gonna wait till the very end and let it die, a slow redundant death. But you're gonna make sure that the conclusion ties the paper together, right? That it's consistent with the findings in your paper. And then, rather than let it die a slow, lame death, you're gonna say something new, right? Or say something positive, okay? If you just repeat what's in your paper in your conclusion, your reader's already tired, okay? So
Yeah,
you
but,
do,
and positively make them wanna come back. Like in my paper, I said, it was interesting though.
you said what? It was interesting though. Well, okay, let's take your paper for example.
Not good?
No, like what's something you could do at the end of your paper that would be something new? It wouldn't just be saying the same things.
Nathaniel?
I'm thinking. Are you thinking?
Uh-huh.
Maybe you offer a suggestion for change? What do you think needs to happen?
Helmets?
They need to change helmets?
A helmet and, rules need to be changed a little bit
Okay, so,
to avoid contact.
right, while your paper focuses on the dangers of concussions, maybe in your conclusion, you could say, because the dangers are so great, we need to adapt. We're smarter now than we were 30 years ago about concussions in football. And so maybe you offer some solutions, like you just offered. See how easy that was?
What's wrong with me? I don't know why.
I
You
don't,
look at me and say why.
no, I don't. No, but I do notice that the more comfortable you get in here, then the more shenanigans take place.
Woo!
So, those are my tips for revision. Again, some of this you already know, right? You already know all of these things have been taught as to what goes into making a good paper, but there are things that you need to check for.